the DNA and it showed more Irish than Scottish, it makes sense because then that tells me
Scottish pub.
The Norwegians, because they invaded the east coast of Ireland.
What's up? No, I'm just headed to town. Ugh. Go get smokes and shit. I think this time though, I'm gonna try again. I think I'm actually gonna grab one of those vape things and yeah. I have been trying so hard to quit, and it's like, yeah. Part of it is just kind of just sitting there alone all the time and just stressed out and just not wanting to deal with people anymore because of all the shit that's been going on. But I was actually able to get into town this morning, and then went back, passed out for a while, and I'm waking up to the door getting, knocked down. Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm all trying to, I was trying to figure out, like, yeah, almost like what day is it type thing. Like, I was just that tired. I just passed the hell out. I was able to get my appointment and get it set and everything. But I'm starting to get to the feeling that I'm going to be having to block some other people again, too, or block some other people too that I don't want to. Because it's starting to feel more like snooping type bullshit is what it's starting to feel like. And that's where I'm at with it, is yeah. Very much looking forward to getting out of here. No, I was gonna go out and go up for a walk and all that stuff. And okay. Okay, I'm getting it. Okay. But okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking to myself. But no, I just figure it's like, screw it. It gives me time to be able to wash a couple, at least my little paring knife thing that I've got, because that way I can cut up some onion and some potato and all that stuff for what I'm gonna take with to go cook up on the mountain or something when I go for I want to go for, sorry, a couple kids on a couple of dirt bikes here and I don't want to run them over, but and go for a walk and cook up on the griddle. It'll be yummies. But I'll be back in a moment. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go because that darn Tesla just wanted to turn in there. It's like, okay, fuck it. Sorry. And take a look so that I can at least start heading back in the right direction. Yeah, it was nice to, at least though today, to hear from the realtor. It was nice hearing back from her, because I was hoping that she got my message and the update and whatnot. So, and she did, which was good. And I even made sure that the other property owners knew what was going on. Because I like those guys. The other property owners are really good folks. And yeah. I just, I don't know how many times I've been down this road and I didn't even think about, or I've never really realized that this one pond that we go by is actually like above the road, and it's not like it's impossible. I just find that stuff kind of weird and cool at the same time. It's like down where my house is hopefully being sold at. Sorry, I'm still from, little lack of sleep, all that stuff, and I'm just happy I got things done. But no, there's like I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a river or if it's just like what do you call it? What is it? Just the waterway to direct water through town, and when the water gets filled up, going through there, it's above the houses that are right on the other side of the berm from it. So it's like it's pretty cool. The idea, it's like, yeah, I can hop in a kayak and paddle my little booty right on down this here, stream, and look down at your house. No, it's not literally like that, but it's just it's because you couldn't. The berm would be in the way, but it'd just be fun. Yeah, it'd just be yeah. So, no, tomorrow I'm gonna try and go on a walk tomorrow, and not try. I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. I might take Mr. Bear with me. I'd take Misha too, but there's not a whole lot of room here in the truck, and Mr. Bear listens a little better than Momo. That's a nice car. I think it's an old Plymouth or Mercury. Isn't that nice? That was a nice car. An old 50s. That was a nice car. No, I've still definitely been dealing with a little bit of energy recouping though from just a lot of shit. Like it's like almost releasing a lot of crap. There's a lot of things I can't talk about and just won't anymore. I'm fairly well done with it. I'm just what do you call it? I just want to take what I dealt with and went through and turn it into something else if I can, as in something positive for once. I still want to do the things that I enjoy doing. I still want to stick to my plan. I want to be able to have realistically, my plans have never changed. It's just I fully recognize that the people are going to change that are around me. That's 100% a fact. And is that a bad thing? No. And it doesn't mean I like or love anybody less or anything like that. I just, yeah, it's just time to go. You know, if my home sells, you know, soon enough, then I can take my pupper dogs and stuff them in my little Fiat. With, you know, with a bag of dog food at least, and, you know, a couple jugs of water. You never know. And, you know, my clothes and stuff, get all stuffed up in there and get everything thrown in a pod and moved. Because, yeah, I don't know where I'm going till that time comes, really. You know, there is one place that I really, really like. Just as much as I like it, I'm not sure I'm going to be going for it. I'm keeping myself open to possibilities. You know, of, you know, is my heart set on that place? No. I really do like it. It's my favorite one. I love that house. I love the design of it and everything. It's my favorite house, but she went married. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I do want to say I'm sorry, Kenneth, for being such a fucking asshole of a dad. And I know you've heard this a lot. Same with you, Christian. Just wish things got better instead of worse like they did. Yeah, that video chewing everybody out, yeah, it bothered me. That's why I went back and deleted them. Because it's like, no, it wasn't okay. I don't view that type of stuff as being okay. I'm starting. There's a lot of things that is really playing in my head. Yes, I feel like somebody took a wire whisk, stuffed it into an electric drill, and ran it through my brain. And the more time that I allow myself to at least release this bullshit and let it go, let it out, just to be able to let it out, it's I don't know, it's kind of helping get a little clarity on some shit. I've got to get some of this toxic shit behaviors that I've absorbed over these last several years, and I've got to get rid of them myself. I have to totally rewire my brain in this situation, and yes, I have to stop. One of my biggest fucking faults is I have a very bad history of taking things out on my son because of his mom, and it doesn't mean she's telling me to do that stuff. It just, I don't know, I guess the resentments or something between that I might have that I don't know, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because it just, yeah. Or it's because I see so much of myself in him, and I see that he's gone through all the, more than likely, all the same exact abuses that I have. And it's kind of like being threatened by your own image, I guess you could say. Like, yes, he lies and tattles like his mom does. Like, that's how he'll rat himself out. But I know when people are lying to me. And that's the thing that I know, that, yeah. I am sitting here going, I feel like I'm going crazy all the time. Like I've been, yeah. I've been questioning, I question myself a lot here anymore. A whole lot. And I haven't stopped questioning a lot of things. I just realized our family has the worst fucking history when it comes to certain types of abuse. And it's something I didn't want ever to be happening. And I also, I think I'm starting to understand some other things, but I'm also hoping I'm not wrong. On some, yeah. I love my boys. I love you guys, and I do miss you, and I'm sorry for my shit, and I've got no urge to go back to somebody who's treated me the way they have for so long, and I've just been ready to move on. The idea that I've been ready to move on. I just don't even want to even really talk about that stuff really anymore. And yeah, I've got to somehow get these different behaviors that I've developed from all this shit the last few years, like I said, dealt with, because it's not okay. It's not how you talk to people or treat people. When I listened to those videos, and I was listening to myself, I listen to myself when I'm saying it, even when I'm sitting there going, trying to shove my foot in my own mouth, telling myself to shut the fuck up, dude. Like, you're going off a bit deep. And then when I go back and I listen again and all, I recognize, it's like, I don't recognize, like, my shit, because I'm listening to myself. And when I go back and listen to myself again, and I'll do it at times, even a half a dozen times at times, there, just to, like, really listen. Like, is this really right? Because no, it doesn't necessarily feel right. So I know when I recognize when I'm wrong. It's just trying to recognize where all this shit was coming from all this time. Like, and I'm not trying to make excuses at all for my behaviors. It's just, all I'm talking about is the experience of all of this shit, especially for the last several years, really, really messed my head up. And I'm sorry to Sue, and I'm sorry to Jerry. I'm sorry to the whole family there, because I know who's paying for who. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on this one, but I'm pretty sure I know who actually gave her the money. And yeah, I'm aware that somebody's been basically, yeah, I'm aware of a marriage situation. All that. There's a lot of things I'm actually really aware of that I can't talk about, and I just, it is what it is, and I can't do anything about it. And so all I can do is just try to use if I can, use the experience to, like I said, to change that energy out into something positive, try to help people with it. But I don't, I'll be honest, I'm not sure how I would feel talking to so many people, like on a camera or anything like that. Like right now, yeah, people are like, well, you're doing it right now, but it's like, it's a different situation. Even as a kid, when I was in elementary school and into middle school, doing like the school play stuff and all, I really was not comfortable being in front of all those people. And so it's just figuring out how to get past that type of thing, because the only thing that has been keeping me going in all this has been my faith. That's it. And you know, it's been purely by faith. You know, I know God's real. You know, people laugh at me and all this stuff when I make that statement and all that, or, yeah, I know He's real. There's just been too many things in life that's gone on that I can't say is a coincidence anymore. You know, and I'll tell you right now that if it wasn't for my faith and all that stuff, and at least being open to, if I didn't allow myself to, like I said, there's things even about myself I'm really uncomfortable about talking about, because I feel like I'm crazy when I talk about it, and already I sound like I'm crazy. So it just kind of gets worse. I've had nobody this entire time. You know, I've had some people, you know, here and there. You know, I've obviously had my folks. But I realized that I don't have anything here. There's nothing here. And I basically need to take my little monsters and my little Fiat and move, like, pretty much once the home's sold, just basically just go. And yeah, because that's the only thing I can think of doing. And find something whenever I win or wherever I get to, and go from there. I want to get my mind back. I lost everything. Like I said, I lost everything. It wasn't just material things, because that, I don't necessarily care. It's, what hurt me the most was all the people, like the people I genuinely cared about. My kids, my family, all of that. That's what really mattered to me. But I also had to, you know, from a strange source, you know, if somebody can take that stuff away from me that freaking easily, then let them have it. Because obviously, if they're not willing to basically tell people no and back the fuck off, that type of stuff, then yeah, then they can just go and be with, yeah, they can just go be with the trash that they went to go be with. And I'm not, you know, and it's not meant to be a judgmental thing in the sense of they're a piece of trash. It's just the actions done is bad. I've got to, like, totally break away from all the toxic, like, crap. You know, the people, the environment, and even some of those bad habits that I've picked up, like I said, especially the last few years. Being in constant defense mode. Always on eggshells, because I knew no matter what, I was always going to be the fucking piece of shit. I was always going to be at wrong. I was always going to be to blame. And it's like, no, it's not happening anymore at this point. Like, it took a while. And I'm very thankful that there was that voice that came across the radio that technically did save my life, because I was in that moment. It could have been days, weeks, whatever. I was ready to just go. I was ready to just, yeah, make a final attempt, to say the least, because I knew where my home was. The person that I thought I was with didn't actually give a shit. And yeah, I actually had it planned out. I was that low in life right there at that moment. I hit that far of a rock bottom. And in the sense, I had already lost everything. I almost lost my faith. And so when yeah. And like I said, there's things that have happened in my life that I don't believe in coincidences, and I've never really been that way. I know they happen, I know they exist, like I've said, but I don't believe in them. And yeah, I recognize patterns. You know, even like everybody has, like, what do you call it, a tell sign for their guilt. And no matter how good of an actor or whatever they are, their guilt sometimes shows through other forms. And it won't always necessarily be on their face. It's always going to be in their eyes. Always going to be in their eyes. But if you don't have that ability to just look, be able to do that, just pay attention to the things that they're not just necessarily saying or doing, but pay attention to things that they're watching and posting. Because it's like, there's some things that there's a reason why, like I said, in my own situation with my family, I do question at times. There are some questions I have, because I would always, you know, and this is not, I'm not trying to bring up shit, but I had always felt like I was in the same type of relationship as my mom and dad. Like, I felt like, in a way, like, I felt like I was with my mom, like the way the treatment was, the abuse, all that shit. Like, it, yeah. And so I don't want to go any deeper in that, but it sidetracked me a little bit. I recognize that the behaviors, some of the sign, like, I recognize not just the behaviors, but like reading my mom and knowing how my mom was, you know, before her strokes. Like, my mom had those telltale signs too, but I didn't really start to pay attention to them until I was with somebody who's like almost the same. And it never, yeah, it wasn't until I started getting treated so fucking horribly like that and got my head fucking fucked with so bad that, you know, I didn't realize this stuff was going, you know, a lot of the stuff that was happening, it was just under my nose and all that shit. Trust me, there's things that I'm aware of that I can't tell you exactly how I'm aware of it. But I'm very aware. And so it's like, it's already long time for me to go. But I started looking back on things that, like, started thinking about the things my mom used to watch when I was younger. Like shows, movies, stuff like that. And then I also started thinking about books. And there was always a specific book our family passed around, which was dirty as fuck. Considering my older son's mom really fucking hated that book for a reason. Oh man. I just hope she gets away and gets help and gets to safety. I want to move. I know I belong somewhere else. I have family somewhere else. That's basically how I feel right now. But there's certain movies, like my mom was like, that she'd watch, and it was like similar to what I was dealing with in my last situation. It was like, is this my mom's guilt right here? Like, is this her guilt showing by what she's watching? Yeah, as a kid, I used to pay, I paid attention to these types of things, but I didn't understand them. And then as an adult, it's like one of those things of, oh, well, there's the other two, so now I can make 4. Like, now that makes sense. Like, okay, so, because the situation has been so similar, everything. The personality types, so similar. I came to that realization, I am now also, oh shit. Yeah, trust me, there's things that's coming to my mind and I just, but I just don't believe it, coincidences and everything, and to be in that type of situation and to be able to read people like that, that's why I don't like to talk about certain things. Even with my kids, I didn't like talking about it. And I think at times they knew that no matter what, they knew they couldn't really lie to me. And the odd part is even when they thought they were getting away with certain things, I knew they couldn't really get it. It was nothing you can do about it. It's one, I guess it's one thing to be fibbing and stuff like that. It's another when you blatantly lie over stupid shit, or you end up blatantly lying about things to intentionally get somebody hurt. That's when there's a big problem for me. I like it when people are just upfront. And so, let's see here. Yeah, I know it's dark. Yeah, it's dark. But gotta get my jacket and all that off. All the stuff out of the pookies. So, no, I just... Oops. Just looking forward to doing a walk tomorrow. And, you know, I'll do a vid. You know, I'm just doing a simple dinner right at the moment. Or lunch or whatever. And so, yeah, just kind of... I'm just going to try and at least have somewhat of an easy weekend, you know, and try and take my Pooh Bear up to the corridor with or something. I think I might. I might go that way, or I might. There's only 2 places right now that I would go. To be honest, right now, I really do like to. I like going on walks over here. On the golf course trail thing that I've, you know, taken plenty of pictures and stuff like that on. But I also yeah, I just there's only 2 places right now that I would really actually be going to be honest. There's only 2. And the one place that I really like going to, the only spot I believe I would be able to actually maybe like use the griddle at would be in the parking lot, and I don't really want to do that. You know, so it's like I'm just gonna be going to the other place that I was at here this last time for one of my more recent walks and all that, because I love it. I really do love it up there, and I just like being up in those areas over, you know? And so, hopefully there won't be people blocking the freaking bridge or something, you know, out there to get across, so that I can, you know, actually, like, get across the bridge, go park, and, you know, have a little stroll. So, I've also, sorry, I've got to get my brain just freaking back on track a bit. And yeah, okay, it's open. I'm letting the puppy stay in the house at the moment. Ouch. Oh shit. Like I said, I think I'm starting to see where I'm starting to see not just see where the bullshit is. I do see it, and it's like you know, I've said it before. I'm just antsy to get like going, and I've just got to stay patient about things. I really do. Yeah, I'm sitting here. I was telling my buddy Nate and all that stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to prop this up. Hopefully it doesn't fall. But my buddy Nate, I got a mint one because that's all I had for the kit ones. These kit things, and I've got to try. But because I know this is it's a bad habit. Kind of like my cussing. I know, I cuss a lot. A lot of F-bombs. All that stuff. And it also, I guess you could say, it really depends on who I'm talking to. You know, it really does. Because there's some places you might... and depending on the person, you might hear me cuss a bit. Other times, not so much. It just depends on who I'm around. You know, I'm fairly adaptable. Yeah, there's just my mind has been obviously elsewhere. You know, it's not in a bad place at all. A lot of it is just like trying to, like, I guess you could say, make sense of things. You know, and I think I can only make so much sense, and I think I'm good. You know, I think I'm good on it. You know, and I've got there's a lot of healing that has to be done. Not just, there's a lot of healing that has to be done. I've got a lot of fucking healing to do when it comes to, like, all this stuff, and there's got to be some chance of that to happen too. Yeah. But yeah, my head's just somewhere else right now, a bit, and I'm I'm going crazy. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm going crazy, and there's things that are going through my mind. Like, there's some things it's like, okay, it's trying to filter out the bullshit from, like, the fact, because it's like, I know my eyes saw more than I allowed my brain to acknowledge. Just a lot of things. And so I'm also trying to, it's like I don't know how to explain this part. I really don't know how to explain this part. Some weird, but there's things I really want to say, but I've been wanting to say a lot of things, and, like, the part that I'm thankful for about not saying it, it's still allowing me to really think about it, to really process it more. It's like, okay, is this what's going through my mind right now? It's just, deciphering what's, I guess you could say, fact from fiction. Sorry, that's gross, but I'm gonna cut this out here. And I'm going to, charge this darn thing up. Make sure it's charged. And I'm not sure what it means. I guess it helps if I look at the instructions. I'm pretty sure when it's lit green, it's still charging. When, look, Legos. I'm just being weird right now, okay? Legos. I had so much anxiety yesterday that I said screw it. I went ahead and grabbed something. Like, I was like, I really need to. was able to help like actually get my brain refocused. Sat here, listen to, of all things, my favorite artist. And on top of it, you know, some of these others, you know, like Lauren Daigle and all that stuff. You know, but yeah, I have my go-to first, usually, especially like when I really need to like calm down. You know, get the anxieties and stuff like that to go down. I wanna I just so much would like to have my brain unscrambled. I very much would. I'm looking forward to my walk tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to going and being able to cook up some grubs, and go from there. So it'll be fun. I'll post up. I'm sorry if this was long. I rambled on and been trying to keep on track. It's just, yeah, my mind is somewhere else right now. Obviously, it's like it's half scrambled and you know, partly here and partly elsewhere. So that's, you know, I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys have a good night. I might post up again later or something. I'm just getting back. Obviously, you went with me. No, I gotta say, kind of clear. I gotta try and get my head to clear up. I've been in this like really heavy drain. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.